Hey guys, what's up? It's Jay here, back in my NFL predictions on YouTube for the 2022 NFL season. To recap week 9, I got 9 out of 13 predictions correct, although 6 of the teams were on bye. But this week, we got 4 teams on bye, so it's going to be 14 predictions. The teams on bye are Baltimore, Cincinnati, New England, and the New York Jets. Alright, number 1, let's start off Thursday Night Football today. Number 1. Atlanta at Carolina, and I'm picking the Falcons winning 25-21. I think Atlanta is a better team than Carolina, and Carolina just needs to pick up their slack, as you may have saw. Carolina was a complete embarrassment in Cincinnati, and they were just blown out in the first half. Joe Mixon just rushed and received all the opportunities he got. So I think I expect Marcus Mariota and Cordero Patterson to put on a show against a terrible Carolina defense and perhaps just slaughter them to the ground. But the only points from Carolina will be from garbage time. So it's going to be all Atlanta, and Carolina, they'll just flunk. Number 2, Seattle at Tampa Bay, and I am picking the Seahawks winning 30-23. Now this is playing in Germany, and I believe that Geno Smith is truly a top 10 quarterback. He has won 4 games in a row. His team is at 6-3, and they're leading the division. Tom Brady, on the other hand, he doesn't seem to be in tempo, except for that late comeback win against the Rams. But I believe Geno Smith will find a way to throw over a suffering Buccaneers defense without Shaq Barrett. I expect Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf to run their routes and slaughter the Buccaneers secondary. Tom Brady, on the other hand, he's going to face 2 rookie performers, Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant. So I expect the Seahawks defense and the secondary to step up against Tom Brady and perhaps cover Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and prevent Leonard Fournette from getting it past the line of scrimmage. So that's what it's going to be for Seattle, and Geno Smith has the capability of winning games. Number 3, Dallas at Green Bay, and I am picking the Packers winning 37-30. This will be a homecoming for Mike McCarthy, as he used to be the head coach in Green Bay. But I believe Green Bay has the tools to win games. Green Bay is just not performing up to its potential right now. And much so may go on the blame of Aaron Rodgers, who has lost 5 games in a row under Matt LaFleur. So I expect Aaron Rodgers to bounce back. I expect him to understand how the Cowboys function. I expect him to spoil Mike McCarthy's homecoming. And given that the Packers got Jonathan Abram, perhaps that could be a little spice up to the defense, although he is a bust. Hopefully he will play to his first round potential. But I think coming to Lambeau Field, the Packers are very dangerous there. So I think that the Packers know how to deal with the Cowboys as they have owned the Cowboys for quite a while. And other than that, Aaron Rodgers will probably redeem himself and go 4-6, while the Cowboys go 6-3. Number 4, Minnesota at Buffalo, and I am picking the Bills winning 42-28. Although Josh Allen has a lingering elbow injury, I think he could recover fast. Hopefully he does play. But regardless if he does or not, the Bills will always find a way to win at home against Minnesota, who is at 7-1, the second best record in the NFC. But I believe Buffalo does have the capability to destroy the Vikings and make them 7-2, while they improve 7-2. Although Stephon Diggs used to play on the Vikings, they got better. They got a better guy, Justin Jefferson. But I believe that Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and the rest of the Bills' offense and defense can prevent Kirk Cousins from scoring touchdowns. And I believe that the Vikings defense will have a hard time protecting these Buffalo receivers. It's going to be a hard fought game for Buffalo, but in the end, Minnesota will probably throw a pick six, and that'll seal the deal. Number 5, Detroit at Chicago, and I am picking the Bears winning 31-24. Justin Fields has the capability of running the ball. As you may have saw, he broke Mike Vick's record. But more so, it's just about winning games, and I feel that Justin Fields isn't getting lucky. Like he's super close, but he's not winning the games. I feel that he will use his ground ability to slaughter the Lions' defensive linemen and the secondary, and perhaps this will help him put points on the board. And he's got Chase Claypool, he's got Darnell Mooney, and the Chicago Bears defense, even without Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn, they can still function. They got some pretty solid pieces, so I'm not worried too much about them. Number 6, Cleveland at Miami, and I am picking the Dolphins winning 33-30. Russian receive. Nick Chubb is the second leading rusher in the NFL, but Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are in the top 5 receiving category, and yes, they're on the same team. So I can expect a lot of points put up against both teams, but Miami will just win on a game-winning field goal. Tyreek and Jalen will both have about 120 plus yards receiving, and Nick Chubb will probably have about 130 yards rushing or more. So it's going to be a pretty hard-fought game for Miami, and Miami's just a better team, obviously. It's at home, and Tua will always find a way to win when he has Tyreek and Jalen on his side. Number 7, Denver at Tennessee, and I'm picking the Titans winning 31-17. The Titans are just too good. Derrick Henry is too good. He is the leading rusher, so that's why you put a crown on his head. The Broncos have been underperforming. They have not been living up to the expectations. Russell Wilson, aka the former Seahawk, who called out his team saying, "I carried the team." Well, guess what? You're not carrying your new team. It's the defense that's carrying you. So I expect Tennessee's defense to harass Russell, sack him, and I expect Derrick Henry on the offense to embarrass the Denver defense. Number 8, Houston at New York Giants, and I am picking the Giants winning 28-17. Nothing more can be said about this match. Reason being, New York has actually put up a decent record, 6-2. Except all of those wins were one-score games and fourth-quarter comebacks. So I expect New York to obviously get after Davis Mills, stop Dameon Pierce, and I expect Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley to run the football. Run the football. You saw what Derrick Henry did the other day to Houston. He ran the football. Well, Saquon and Daniel are going to do the same thing like Derrick did. So, no surprise there. It's going to be all New York Giants football. And they'll dominate the time of possession. Number 9, Jacksonville at Kansas City. And I am picking the Chiefs winning 31-17. Nothing more can be said. The Chiefs are just a fantastic team. They know what they do. Whereas, for Trevor Lawrence and his crew, they just managed to pull off a comeback. And that's pretty good against Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, but when you face a real champion like Patrick Mahomes, you'll have to think twice. Number 10, New Orleans at Pittsburgh, and I am picking the Saints winning 21-17. The Steelers are just ass. I can't even elaborate more on Pittsburgh. Since Ben Roethlisberger retired, looks like there's been a quarterback struggle or something with the offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. His team isn't putting those many points. So I feel New Orleans has more potential than Pittsburgh, and they know how to win games. They've been playing against tough opponents. So I believe that the Saints know what to do. Andy Dalton knows what to do against Pittsburgh since he's played Pittsburgh a lot of times while in Cincinnati. So, and the Saints defense, probably they're pretty much better than the Pittsburgh defense. So all New Orleans, although Pittsburgh, let's hope that Pittsburgh and New Orleans is a close one, because Both teams struggle, but New Orleans is a bit better than Pittsburgh. Number 11, Indianapolis at Las Vegas, and I am picking the Raiders winning 30-13. I think the Raiders have a chance at redemption, although it's pretty embarrassing to blow 17-point leads. It is certainly not embarrassing to win at home. It is embarrassing to lose at home, though. But I feel that the Colts, they just struggle. They just lost 3 games in a row. You lost your head coach. You benched Matt Ryan, and your starting quarterback got sacked 9 times against the Patriots. I mean, Las Vegas, they have a better offense, and regardless if, and even though Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller are on the injured reserve, I expect Derek and Devontae to do their thing. Josh Jacobs doing his thing, running the ball. So that's what it's going to be for Las Vegas. But Indianapolis, good luck with the quarterback situation. Number 12, Arizona at Los Angeles Rams, and I am picking the Rams winning 23-20. Arizona has just not lived up to its expectations, even if DeAndre Hopkins, he got suspended, and that kind of didn't start out so well for the Cardinals. So it's a matter of saving their season. Will Arizona win? Well, Los Angeles Rams, they're a better team. They beat Arizona in the playoffs, but I mean, Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, they just have a beautiful connection with each other on the receiving end. And I feel that maybe the Rams can step this up. Can they actually win games? I'm sure they can. They just have not been performing up to the potential like Arizona, but Los Angeles is a bit of a better team than Arizona is. Number 13, Los Angeles Chargers at San Francisco, and I am picking the 49ers winning in overtime, 27-21. San Francisco, I feel Jimmy Garoppolo will shine in this primetime game, and a bunch of 49ers fans will show up to the game just like they did in Los Angeles against the Rams. But this is the other Los Angeles team. Although it would be fun to watch Joey Bosa versus Nick Bosa, it certainly may not happen. Well, it depends, though. But I feel that San Francisco has more weapons. They have a hybrid player. Deebo Samuel is the hybrid player and the versatile player for the 49ers. And I expect him and Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle to make those receptions, keep blocking for one another, and dive into the end zone and put a lot of points on the board. Although it will be a hard-fought win for San Francisco. Los Angeles is also a good team, and they're 5-3. Almost lost to Atlanta, but managed to save the victory. Number 4, Washington at Philadelphia, and I am picking the Eagles winning 30-20. Okay, nothing more can be said about Philadelphia. They're the best team in the league. They're 8-0, undefeated. And Washington, on the other hand, although you won 3 games in a row before losing to the Vikings, you're probably going to lose again to the Eagles because they are just on another level. Jalen Hurts has a lot of protection. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins are the 3 Batmans you'll see probably in the playoffs. But other than that, it's going to be all Philadelphia. They're going to have a winning season in 10 weeks, 9-0. And that concludes Week 10 predictions. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel and let me know how I'm doing. I look forward to hearing about it all soon, and I'll see you for Week 11.